the Seadogs podcast.
The shoots. What a goal!
All things Scarborough Athletic FC.
Yes, Will Thornton, the captain.
This is The Coast.
That's a goal, 1-0 for Scarborough.
Hello, welcome to episode 64 of the Seadogs podcast. All things Scarborough Athletic FC, hosted by me, lifelong Borough fan, Paddy Billington. From This is The Coast, the radio station bringing you full match commentary of every Scarborough game, home and away, this season. Coming up, Harry Green tells me it's all systems go for a playoff push and fans are key.
Well, we 100% want playoffs and we know the fans are going to be a massive part of that because, like today, we heard him and pushed us on right at the very end and it's massive for all the boys. We all hear him.
Trevor Ball believes.
Yeah, you never know what's around the corner. You've just got to keep the faith.
Next up for Scarborough is Hereford at home on Tuesday night. Jono says it will be a tougher test than it was away from home recently.
They've got a stronger squad than what probably they had, when we played them last week. The game was called off today, so they've got, an extra few days rest compared to our players.
All that and more coming up on episode 64 of the Seadogs podcast on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and always at thisisthecoast.co.uk/podcasts. Oh, and smart speaker too. Yeah, you can ask your Alexa to play the latest episode of the Seadogs podcast, and it should do just that. Well, what a game of football it was on Saturday at the Mounting System Stadium in Bridlington. Scarborough really unlucky not to secure all 3 points against Macclesfield. We scored more goals against Macclesfield than both Crystal Palace and Brentford of the Premier League did. And what a wonder strike it was from Steve Walker, who got his 14th and 15th goals of the season on Saturday. Now, nicely brought down. Walker goes for the chip. Oh, it's an absolute beauty. He received the ball and, calm as you like, just gently scooped the keeper who was a little off his line. That is a man in form, scoring his 14th of the season. He knew exactly what he wanted to do as soon as he got the ball there. What a strike. What a strike from Steve Walker. Now, obviously, a low point in the game was the sending off of Alex Purver for a high boot. My first reaction was I thought it was going to be a yellow card. But that'll be Brown's all day long. He's done well there, and Purver on the chase. Gets a high foot in there, and that's going to be a card. That is going to be a card, and it is a red card, a straight red card for Purver. It was a very, very high foot. Dangerous, says the referee, and Scarborough down to 10 men there. Yeah, I wasn't too sure at first about the concept, but having watched it back, well, there can't be too many arguments, I don't think. But what I do think was really scandalous was what Paul, who was videoing the game, called a rugby tackle on Harry Green. Oh, lovely little 1-2 there. And now Green is the penalty area, surely a penalty! Well, he looked to be completely buzzed out of the way there.
That was a rugby tackle.
Well, I don't know how that hasn't been given. Yeah, and having watched that back, well, will you ever see a clearer penalty in your life? Not given, and that could have seen Scarborough take a 3-1 lead. Anyway, just after the match, I did catch up with Harry Green, who did a lot of running on Saturday. Well played today. How was the game for you?
It was very tough, but I think the lads dug in, and you see in the end we all went out on our feet, so good point in the end, but shame to come away with not all three.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on the sending off?
It's one of them, it's like could be given and could not be given. The ref's made his mind up and I have to stick with it in the end, but I think it's harsh.
It's obviously a bit of disappointment that we didn't hold on to the 3 points, but everyone must be really proud of it. What was a really great performance though, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we come out second half the better team and it looked like we were going to go on and score more, but obviously with Pervs going off with a red card, I think it just put us on the back foot a bit and they pushed on a bit and obviously got the goal, and then it was sort of we need a result, so it's always good to see you on the ball as well, and you seem to have a lot of the ball today. Yeah, well, it was nice today because I've got a lot of the ball and managed to do what I'm good at and run at people, but it's hard work as well because you're covering, pitch is really bad, but yeah, I was happy with my performance today, so.
Still on level with the playoff places, just slipped out of it, but big games coming thick and fast now. Hereford on Tuesday, what are your thoughts on that one, as we've just played them recently?
Yeah, we've got to go do what we did at their place and play the football we can play. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder on this pitch. We're going to have to battle again like we did today, but if we play like we did today, we should come away with 3 points, I think.
And still eyes on the playoffs. That's got to be the target, isn't it? And if that happens, it'll be the first time. And great to see over 1,000 here today. I know Macclesfield brought a fair few, but it must be so much better when the crowd is in, because a lot more Scarborough fans here today as well.
Yeah, well, we 100% won playoffs, and we know the fans are going to be a massive part of that, because like today we heard him and pushed us on right at the very end, and it's massive for all the boys. We all hear him.
Thanks for your time. Cheers. Well done today, mate. Well done. And that was Harry Green speaking to me shortly after the final whistle on Saturday.
The Seadogs Podcast.
Coming up, we'll hear the thoughts of Scarborough manager John O'Greening ahead of the home tie against Hereford on Tuesday night, the home fixture in the league against Hereford. Can you call a league fixture a tie? Firstly, though, let's speak to Scarborough Athletic chairman Trevor Bull, who you might have noticed has not been on the terraces recently, and that can mean only one thing. No, he's not fallen out of love with the club. He's sidelined through injury.
Well, everybody that knows me will know that I hate missing football matches, and because I'm recovering from knee surgery, I've missed the last 6. So I think I might miss the next 2, and then I'll be back. So yeah, looking forward to getting back watching football, that's for sure. Good,
and we're well into March now, and we are still in and around the playoff places. So you must be really quite excited now. I mean, it's definitely not just been a fluke, and we had some really good results recently, and it really is all to play for, isn't it?
Oh, it is absolutely all to play for. When you think this time last year, we thought the world was falling in on us with the pitch and the ground and everything else, and to come through that and be achieving what we're achieving this year is absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, absolutely delighted, and as you say, much to play for. It's going to be an exciting end to the season.
Good to see over 1,000 at the Mounting System Stadium in Bridlington on Saturday. Obviously, Macclesfield will have brought, 200 or 300. But, I mean, the atmosphere was great. And I don't mean to make you feel bad for not being there, but but I think the players really did respond to that atmosphere on Saturday.
The players always respond to a big crowd. They feed off the atmosphere, and it's an old saying, isn't it, that the crowd can be the 12th man, and I think in our case we absolutely can be. So the more people can get there, the better we can do.
So we just had the sponsors evening, and that video made by Cresco featuring sponsors talking so passionately about what they get from sponsoring Scarborough Athletic was very, very powerful.
I sponsor Scarborough Athletic because you want to be part of the town, you want to be part of the club. There's the emotional side, and there's also the business side. It's good to be part of the club. It's good to see your name on the shirts. You go to other towns, you see names on the shirts. It's really exciting, to be fair.
That was Danny from Scholars talking very passionately about why he sponsors the club. Do check out that video if you haven't seen it already. It is on the Scarborough Athletic social media pages and the YouTube channel. Everyone wins through sponsorship: the sponsor, the club, and the community.
Well, absolutely. It's that time of year where we're speaking to existing sponsors, speaking to potential sponsors, we're speaking to sponsors that maybe were sponsoring us but didn't feel they could contribute while we were in Bridlington. So we're doing the rounds. Really important. I've said on many occasions that the generosity of our sponsors are underpinning the achievements of our football club. So if anybody wants to get involved with us, get in touch. We've got loads of opportunities. And of course, moving back into our own ground next season opens up those opportunities. And there's going to be a real feel-good factor around the town, I think.
Yeah. And who knows where we might be playing our football. We never thought we would. That season we did get promoted last. If you remember the start to the season or the turn of the new year, some of the results were pretty bad. You'd never have thought that come the end of the season we would have been going up. But sometimes you just need a bit of momentum and some results and a bit of fortune with like how the fixtures fell to us. We could have ended up playing South Shields away in the final. Yeah. We ended up playing Warrington at home. And you just don't know. We could genuinely, we're saying this in March now, we could genuinely be coming back to Scarborough in the National League. It's a dream, but
well, we do have a good track record of putting a run together at the end of the season. You remember our last season at Bridlington, we went the last 10 games unbeaten and got into the playoffs on the final day. And as you rightly say, that last promotion that we had at the Flamingoland Stadium, at Christmas, it was Jono out and sack the board and everything else, and that changed over the next 3 months. So, yeah, you never know what's around the corner. You just got to keep the faith.
Great to see Luca Colville hit the 200 appearances mark. And actually, what is great about this club is that there are a number of players that have been here for years now. And, I don't know how that compares to other teams around us, but I imagine that Scarborough must be up there at the top of that league table when it comes to players who have been at the club for a number of seasons, which kind of says it all, really, doesn't it?
Well, it is rare. I think we've got 10 now that have made over 100 appearances. And when I talk to other clubs about that situation, they're absolutely flabbergasted because a lot of clubs seem to operate a revolving door system, which doesn't really do any good. But I think our strength is in our unity, and the guys, they get on well together, they play well together, they socialise together. It's very, very much on and off the field. It's a team, and it comes from the top because it's what Jono creates. Jono and his management team create that feeling of belonging to something very special. We believe we're a very special club, being fan-owned and volunteer-run and everything else. Our management team get it, and they pass it on to the players. They feel like they're involved in something special, and they want to deliver the best they possibly can for us.
And although the players are scattered around in terms of where they live, the fact that they have been there for so many seasons, they are really part of the fabric of the club, and I'm sure they are now themselves, supporters of the club. Whatever happens, wherever they end up in the future, they will no doubt have this extremely soft spot for Scarborough Athletic, and that is key to that relationship between the players and the fans.
Oh, it is, and they do put themselves out. We want them to win football matches first and foremost, but off the field, they're very, very good with talking to supporters and spending time and helping us with promoting the football club. So, no, we're very, very lucky. And Jono will tell you that part of his recruitment is that he looks for the right fit and the right type of person to come into our club. And certainly, historically, if anybody comes and he's got it wrong and they don't quite fit, they don't last very long. So, really a massive credit to Jono for his recruitment.
We've had an update as well on the pitch at the Scarborough Sports Village. So we know that the grass, for want of a better word, was removed recently. It probably won't be going down anywhere else. That's for sure. But yeah, so and obviously people were saying, well, when's the next stage going to happen? But that is happening this week, I think, isn't it? Things getting underway.
Well, it is. I've had a photograph sent me this morning of work when actually working in the ground today. So they're actually on site and the work has started.
That's great news. Really, really good news. So we're all on course for playing back at Scarborough for the start of the season. Yeah, and do you, at this stage, do you think there could be any pre-season games at Scarborough Sports Village?
Well, we're hoping so. We haven't got an exact timeline for when the pitch will be finished because there's all sorts of unknowns like weather and everything else, but we're hoping that we can get some pre-season friendlies in. That's our aim, and the council are very supportive of trying to make that happen if it's possible. So yeah, let's pack the place out and have a proper homecoming like we did first time round.
So you are hoping to be back on the terraces soon. Are there any matches in particular, looking at the fixtures, that you're really excited about coming up?
I'm looking forward to all of them. I've convinced myself, I don't know why, I think our last match down at Bedford there's going to be something riding on it. So that's exciting. That's going to be exciting. But no, I get excited about every match. Hated missing the ones because there's been some great games while I've been away. But no, I'm looking forward to hopefully Kings Lynn next week, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, well, it'd be great if there was something riding on the game on the last game of the season, but even better if we'd wrapped up, a playoff place before the final game of the season. Yes. Yeah. But like you say, lots to be excited about, and there's a positive feeling, isn't there? We get into March, the weather just gets better. I think it might have been one of the first times on Saturday that we haven't had the floodlights at the end of the game on a Saturday afternoon. All these things just make it a little bit easier for people, maybe those fans that are a little bit sort of fair weather supporters, just helps encourage them to come as well. So hopefully those attendances will keep on going up towards the end of the season.
Oh, I'm sure they will, and we've got some away games that aren't too far away. We've got our away match at Darlington over Easter, which always would take a big crowd. So, yeah, an awful lot to look forward to. I think it's going to be a hard, long season, but there's not many games left at Bridlington, so let's make the most of it, win some games, and let's see if we can come back to Scarborough in a really, really great place. You never know, we might be in a different league.
Yeah, just imagine that. Just imagine that. Yeah. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you in tears, Trevor. So it'd be great to get another live interview with you in tears of joy. But no, look, the performances have been great from the lads. They always give an absolute shift, don't they? And
they do.
There's plenty to look forward to. Well, thanks so much for your time. Always good to speak to you, and I look forward to seeing you maybe on the terraces at Kings Lynn once you're back on your feet.
Brilliant. Good talking to you, Paddy. Bye for now.
And that was Scarborough Athletic Chairman Trevor Bull joining me on episode 64 of the Seadogs Podcast.
The Seadogs Podcast. All things Scarborough Athletic FC.
So let's have a quick look at where we're at in the 2025-26 season at the time of recording. After Scarborough's draw at home to Macclesfield on Saturday, Borough have played 35 games, won 14, drawn 11 and lost 10. Scored 49, conceded 44, a goal difference of +5, and are in 8th position with 53 points. 3 draws, 2 wins, and a defeat in the last 6, on level with Telford, who are just in the playoff places. And of course, we play Telford at home soon. And our visitors on Tuesday night at the Mounting System Stadium in Bridlington will be Hereford. They are in 23rd place, having played 28 games, which is a huge 7 games behind what Scarborough have played. They've won 7, drawn 7 and lost 14. They've scored 35, they conceded 50, and they've got a goal difference of -15. 28 points. They've won 2 and lost 4 of their last 6. One of those defeats was, of course, at home to Scarborough. But Jonathan Greening, speaking to me after the game for Scarborough Athletic FC TV, said this Tuesday's fixture is likely to be a tougher test.
We've got a tough game on Tuesday against Hereford. They've brought 4 players in this week, I think. So they've got a stronger squad than what probably they had, when we played them last week. So it's going to be a difficult game, and obviously they won. The game was called off today, so they've got an extra few days rest compared to our players. And they're in a situation where they're trying to get out of the relegation zone, and they've got all these games to play, and we're fighting to stay in the playoffs. And listen, if we play like we did today on Tuesday, I'll be really happy, because I thought it was a strong performance up until the sending off. But then I thought after that, we showed unbelievable grit and determination and unbelievable attitude to stay in the game and get a point on the board.
And that was Jonathan Greening speaking to me. If you want to see the full interview, you can do on the Scarborough Athletic YouTube channel and with links on the social media pages of the football club. Some of those new additions that he was talking about: Hereford has signed Joseph James from Championship side Bristol City. James joined the Robins at under 8 level and worked his way through the academy before making his professional debut against Ipswich Town in 2023 and started the following match against Cardiff City. Received a lot of praise as well from manager Nigel Pearson, who predicted at the time that he would have a very bright future. And also, they've signed Harrison Sunner as well after his departure from Cheltenham Town. The midfielder started his career at Aston Villa, where he made his first professional debut in an FA Cup defeat to Liverpool in 2021. And Hereford will be looking forward to finally getting back to the M&M Edgar Street Stadium. They'll be hosting Leamington there on Tuesday, the 10th of March. And wrapping up the latest Borough news on episode 64 of the Seadogs podcast. No surprise, but Steve Walker makes the team of the week in the Enterprise National League North Team of the Week. The Valley Bar Seadogs have announced their end of season party. It's happening on Friday the 17th of April from 7 p.m. to late at Oscar's Bar. There will be a DJ and buffet, and first 2 drinks will be free. That excludes spirits. If you want to join them, then do get in touch with them or just find them on social media. And talking, of course, of the Valley Bar Seadogs, they will be running a bus leaving 6:15 from Scarborough Sports Village and Scarborough Railway Station at 6:30 for the Hereford home game. The kick-off is at 7:45. To get yourself on the bus from Scarborough to Brid with the Valley Bar Seadogs, it is a tenner for non-members and £5 for juniors. For members, it's £8 and £4 respectively. And the booking hotline is 07598 931 572, and you can also email valleybarseadogs@mail.com. And of course, they're operating an away bus to Oxford City this coming Saturday as well. That departs Scarborough Railway Station at 7 o'clock, calling at Filey, Ebbston, Moulton, York Designer Outlet, and the M1 at Junction 40. Non-members, £45. Juniors, $22.50. For members, it's £40 and £20 for juniors. And they'll be stopping for some pre-match refreshments at the Red Lion in Oxford. Thanks so much for listening to episode 64 of the Seadogs podcast. Don't forget you can subscribe wherever you get your podcast from, and then you'll get notified whenever there's a new episode. And you can find us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. This is thecoast.co.uk/podcasts. Get your smart speaker to play the latest episode of the Seadogs podcast. And you can also get the podcast on the This Is The Coast app. Thanks for listening.
The Seadogs podcast. All things Scarborough Athletic FC.
Great strike though, 2-1 Borough.
This is The Coast.
Oh, and if you really can't make the game on Tuesday night or any Borough game, you can get full match commentary from This Is The Coast Extra.